Now, this is a game that's classic as gaming itself. At some point in time, most gamers have played the Mario Party series, whether it was Mario Party, Mario Party 3, Mario Party 4, Mario Party 5, Mario Party 6082. At some point, you have played this game. And for the first time in a while, we're getting another Mario Party, this time being Mario Party 9. Now, does this Mario Party really take it to the next level, or is it, just another Mario Party? Well, let's take a look at it, shall we? It changes a lot of things up, more than any other Mario Party before it, actually. So what do you say we dive into the specifics of this Mario Party, huh? First off, we have solo mode, which basically functions as the story. In this mode, you'll go through 6 different maps, each one with increasing difficulty and heightening the computer's difficulty level in itself. The story begins once you pick your character. Now, here Mario and his friends are going to be spending a peaceful night out, staring at the stars to discover that for some strange reason, the stars are being taken. Warped into some sort of hole, stars are being sucked up into a different dimension, and they're being taken out of the sky, leaving the sky to be a dark abyss of nothing. And of course, Bowser himself is the one behind this. So you now must go on an adventure with your character of your choice, going through a bunch of different game boards, riding in vehicles with your enemies, playing various minigames to bring the stars back. Yeah, this story makes no sense. But that's not the point. Welcome to Mario Party Sun, where the main point is to have the most mini stars by the end. Yeah, no more coins, no more stars, it's all about mini stars this time around. Now, I'll get into the specific rules in a second, but first of all, before all that, you must decide the order in which you go, which is decided by dice rolls. The person with the largest number will go first. The person with the lowest number will go last. You'll proceed to swap out and continually roll dice to constantly move your vehicle forward. Everybody shares the same place, but the driver at that time has the most power. If you run into mini stars, the driver gets them. Also, if you come to a point in the road where there's more than one direction you can take, the driver gets to decide the direction that your vehicle goes, as well as deciding which minigame out of 3 you'll be participating in. So as you can see, the person in charge of the vehicle gets the most power at that point in time. Most of the strategy in this game comes from knowing where to move the vehicle, which direction to take, what space you want to land on to give you an advantage or give your opponent a disadvantage or make them lose stars or make you gain stars. Now, unfortunately, as I'm sure you've already realized by now or already know from previous experiences, Mario Party is a luck-based game. Can I win a dice roll even once? You can be a way better gamer than anyone and still lose to them in this game because of how much luck plays a role in everything that happens. Pretty much everything relies on luck at some point to some degree. But that doesn't really stop it from being fun, which is all this game is supposed to be, extremely fun. That is where the game does truly right. It's supplying you with multiple mini games to do and lots of options for you and your friends. Speaking of friends, once you get bored with solo, it's good to head over to Party, which is the main attraction because that's where you and all your buddies have a good time. Now, if you have no friends whatsoever and you're some kind of loser, then you can go up against computer-controlled opponents. You can choose their characters for them or just hit at random, and also you can do many other things as far as options go for the multiplayer boards that you can't do with the single-player ones. There are 7 different places in all, 1 additional board that you can't actually access during the single player. You can change the difficulty of the computers freely as you want. You can keep it easy or, put it on something that you clearly can't handle. And there's also a handicap option where you can give more mini stars to an opponent, or, you know, but who would do that? You know what I mean? Also, you can change the type of mini game, but it's not really defined because they don't really give you a definition of what easy means. So I would have liked to see that worked upon way better than it is. But they also have the option for bonus stars at the end. You can turn those off or turn on the guide messages if you need them. But once you've been playing for a while, it's just better to have them off. Now, if you want to just skip the whole board shenanigan thing, you can just head straight over to Minigames. And first of all, your first option is free play. In free play, you basically choose whatever particular minigame you want to do, and then you play it. And you can also choose who's on whose team for the 1-on-3s. As for the 2-on-2 team minigames, yeah, they don't exist anymore. Way to go, Nintendo! So no 2-on-2 in this Mario Party. That's a first. But instead, you got free for all, which is basically every man for themselves. You got Bowser Jr. over here, and that's where two people try to beat Bowser Jr. and you can choose which two participate in that. Other than that, you have the 1-on-3, and of course you have the boss battles, which I will mention in more detail later. But those are basically just encounters that you have. They're just special mini games that you do in the story mode. So let's get into some of these different options. Other than just simple free play, you also have Step It Up, which is basically where you climb stairs to see who can get to the top first. Every time you win a minigame, you go up a step, and you get to determine how many wins it'll take to get to the top. The more wins you choose, the more steps there will be. Like if you choose 5 wins, it would be 5 steps, which would mean that you would have to win 5 minigames to win the whole thing. And you can choose between free-for-all and 1 versus 3. For this one, I just chose free-for-all. So the order that you decide the minigame is actually random. So thank you for no dice. But anyway, you'll play through the different minigames, and like I said, each time you win, you'll climb a step. Pretty simple, right? Yeah. In a situation where more than one person wins, all the people who won that round will go up a step. So that's another thing to keep in mind. Win the most minigames and you will be rewarded by reaching the top. And I guess having bragging rights. Now, if you want to get more interesting with it, you got Garden Battle. Garden Battle is where you battle in a garden. I see what they did there. Anyway, you basically play a bunch of more mini games, obviously, but whoever wins the mini game gets the first choice of, you know, which flower they pick or which plants they put in their garden. And whoever fills up their garden first is forgive me, I really didn't do this one that much. Hey, I got a strike. Swag. But anyway, you basically just pick from the different flower variations and try to fill up your square before everybody else. The person who comes in first gets to choose first, person who comes in second gets to choose second, and so on. And if it's a tie, you will roll dice to see who gets to put their plant down. I would show you my dice roll, but I lost. So yeah, you get it. But yeah, that's all it is, just trying to fill up your garden. Now, the next one you have is Choice Challenge. And in this one's actually very interesting. This one you are given 5 different mini games, and you pick 3 out of the 5. The 3 that you pick are the ones you will participate in. The other 2 you'll just sit out. So you have to kind of think in consideration which one the other people are going to choose, which one is more popular, which one is least popular, or which one you're better at to give you the best odds of winning. So, you know, that's how that works, and whoever has the most points from winning will be the winner, you know. You get 100 points for coming in first place, 50 for coming in second, 30 for coming in third, and you get jack nothing for coming in last. So, but most of the time in this particular mode you won't have a game with 3 people, more than 3 people, so you should be good. And you know, get those points and you'll wound up winning. After that's all said and done, you can do High Rollers, which is a very interesting block game that takes place in the sky. You go through more mini games, and whoever wins the mini game gets to move their block more spaces. You move your block spaces to gain points, but when you land on a space with points, the points will go down. So once you land on the 30, it'll turn into a 20. Once you land on the 20, it'll turn into a 10. Once you land on the 10, it'll turn into a 0, and if you land on that space, you'll get no points, but that 0 will turn back into a 30. So the zeros will turn into 30s. So yeah, you gotta kind of plan for that, and you also have to try to win, because if you win and come in first, you get 4 space moves, but if you come in second, you get 3. And if you come in third, you get 2. If you come in last, you get to move 1 measly space, and it really usually doesn't help. If you land on the PAL box in the middle, every point will go down, except for the zeros. They will become 30s. So that's how that one works. You gotta kind of just move around, try to come in the highest place that you can so that you can move more spaces to get more points. Try to mess up your opponents and make their areas lower so that they'll get less points. And whoever has whoever reaches a certain amount of points first wins, and you can decide what that amount is at the very beginning. So that's how Sky Rollers works. Next up, you have Time Attack. Time Attack, you just go through 10 different mini games trying to get the best time that you can. It's more of a challenge accepted type deal. You can decide whatever order you want to do the mini games in, but the 10 remain the same. So, just try to beat your best friend's time or whatever you decide to do. Or if you just want to just see how fast you can do one of these challenges. It's pretty interesting. Last but far from least, we have Boss Rush. Now, throughout the story, you will fight a mid-boss and a main boss at every single one of the boards. And this is one of the unlockable modes that you can get, and you just go through and you can choose whether you want to fight the main or just the mid bosses, and whoever gets the most wins against the bosses will come in first place and of course get the congratulations. Once you get out of the mini games, you can head over to the museum, which is basically where you unlock everything, view your records and view music and buy new vehicles and etc. Never fear though, because we also have extras. Extras that involve Tetris, a soccer game, and first person? What the? Wait, where are the bullet bills coming from? Oh my god, first person is so unfair. Anyway, these are small additions that don't make that great of a difference, but they are fun. Now, when it comes to visuals, Mario Party 9 is basically your normal Wii game. Nothing special in terms of graphics, and a lot of the soundtracks and voices seem recycled too. But, that doesn't really, once again, it doesn't stop it from being fun, which is the whole point of Mario Party. It's just really random, really luck-based fun. And with that formula, going by those standards, I call them Mario Party standards. By Mario Party standards, this would be a very, very fun game. And I think that makes it a good game, but not really a great game. As a guy who's played every single Mario Party up to this point, this definitely isn't my favorite, but it's far from being my worst. Yeah, I'm looking at you, Mario Party 8. Anyway, I think I'm done with this review. Mario Party 9, you get 80% JJ love. Guess I'll catch you guys on the board.